Hi, welcome back to Smoking Cheltenham. Hope you're good. Yeah, just a fairly quick video today. Just cover a little bit of news. I ain't got any selections or anything for you, so don't want to waste your time, But I thought I'd check in. Um, yeah, main news this week. Irish points out for the season, isn't he? And Brighter Days Ahead is not going chasing. Yeah, I did say, didn't I, that it should be confirmed as going chasing. I'm sorry about that. I do apologise. I can only really tell you what they say, these guys, but sometimes they just change their mind. Um, just to make sure we're going mad. I've got it here for you. I don't know. That's not going to work, is it? It looks like Chinese. Yeah. Basically, it says there's no point hanging round when you have a mare like her. Brighter days ahead to be sent straight over fences. There you go. And the other day they said she's staying over hurdles due to the fact that she's only 5. Yeah. So I guess her age must have come as a great shock to them, since that first decision there. Yeah, look, she's going to be a really valuable brood mare, isn't she? So, I mean, I don't know. This is just my sort of thoughts on it, but if they schooled her and she jumps like a wardrobe, they're not going to say, yeah, we're staying over hurdles because she jumps like a wardrobe. So we'll see if she goes chasing next year or not. So yeah, things could change quickly, can't they? On Monday, Racing Post pull out there. She was Johnny Dean's bet of the season at 3-1. Yeah. So Tuesday she's an on runner. I So yeah, we've got 3 points on her at eights there. That's in the bin. That's done. It's fine, isn't it? These things happen. You just have to move on. Um, what that means, this could have a bit of a knock-on effect too. I mean, we had that 20-1 didn't we, Jade DeGrugy for the Mares Hurdle. Just bear with me 1 sec. Sorry about that. Blue's been chilled for like an hour or two, but yeah, of course, as soon as I start this, she wants to go out. What we're saying, Jay DeGrugy, yeah. So I don't think Jay DeGrugy can beat Brighter Days Ahead. I think she's a bit special, Brighter Days Ahead. So even if Jay DeGrugy stays over hurdles now, which is not certain, then I wouldn't be so happy with her for that race. Lossiemouth is there, possibly, and to me, Brighter Days Ahead can't beat Lossiemouth. As much as I rate Brighter Days Ahead, Lossiemouth, you're thinking champion hurdle, Brighter Days Ahead, no, not for champion hurdle. So basically, Lossiemouth's just faster. Yeah, she's just a faster horse, Lossiemouth. So, and this serves as a bit of a reminder, if you like, that when they say Lossiemouth is going champion hurdle, yeah, it's not certain, is it? So see, we can change the minds of these people. And the fact Brighter Days Head's going Mares Hurdle now, to me, makes it more likely as well that Lossiemouth will go Mares Hurdle, because she's the only horse Willie's got in the yard, in my view anyway, that will beat Brighter Days Ahead. And, It's only my thoughts, but the way I see it, Constitutional's like odds against to even get there. You know, I mean, we don't know, do we? We're trying to be like fortune tellers or something. You know, you don't know. You can only sort of go on your own evidence and make a sort of best guess, can't you? But you know, on the information we've had about Constitutional and the fact we're not seeing him for a year, you know, hopefully he'll get there. But I'd say it's odds against anyway. And if Constitutional doesn't get there, then he's going to have this champion hurdle. Probably looks in the bag with State Man, you know, and Mystical Power. You know, if you're saying there are odds on between them come the time to win the champion hurdle, yeah, you know, he's only got one mare there that can win him the mares, hasn't he? So yeah, that's not great for us really. But what can you do? That's the way it goes. And you know, there's a long way to go. We'll see how these things can change, can't they? Yeah, last year in Parapass, you know, same sort of thing. We backed him for the Turners, staying over hurdles. Factor file worked out for us, didn't it? They came out and said he was staying over hurdles, and then he went chasing. So that one went for us. Gaelic Warrior. If you like to play ante-post and you've not had your fingers burnt by Gaelic Warrior yet, you've done well. You've done very well. Yeah, we won him for the stayers hurdle, weren't we? And then he went chasing, and he were going for the Browns, weren't he? And then he were going for the Turners, and then he ended up winning the Arkle. So, yeah. So it's just reminded me a bit as well. Do you know, I was talking about the Arkle, weren't I? And saying, I wonder if we should back him Parapass at 10 to 1. And I've kind of cooled on him now, because this has reminded me, you know, can he jump? You know, is that the reason they stayed over hurdles? So until we come out and see him do it, I'd be a bit sceptical there. It wouldn't be a shock if he stayed over hurdles again to me anyway, you know. We'll see. You know, Ballyburn does look the one, I think, for that Arkle. I think he's got the speed. I mean, we had a bit on him for the champion hurdle, didn't we? He's got the speed despite his breeding. You know, his eyes went, you know, leopard's tail when he slammed Slade Steel there. That's class form at 2 mile. So I think he's quick enough. It's just if he jumps quick enough, which we don't know, do we? You know. And he could yet stay over hurdles. We don't know, do we? And he's only top price 11 to 4, and he's not we've not seen him jump a fence yet, you know. It's getting harder, it is. It is. The one I was looking at a little bit, just having some thoughts towards this week with Jericho de Repene, we can get 25s on him. You know, I think the only, you know, people got quite against him, didn't they, last year? But I think that's only due to the price he ended up at. His form didn't really stack up in relation to his price, did it? But you know, we pulled up, didn't he, in the Supreme, but you can just put a line through that. You know, Nicky's just weren't right with it. I suspect he'd have probably ran a decent race in that Supreme. I think he'd have probably been in the top 4. I'm only guessing. I just think he might have been. His form's stacking up a little bit now, isn't it? It at least looks good handicap form. You'd be saying really good handicap form. The horse he beat, Lump Sum. He just took the Welsh champion hurdle, didn't he, a week or two ago, off 134. He's now rated 141. Funny enough, the horse in third in that race is Fiercely Proud. He's down to running a handicap tomorrow at Cheltenham off 129. He's, he looks to have a big chance in that, but his price does reflect that. So there may be a bit more substance now to Jericho's form than we kind of thought at the time. And I wonder, I do. I mean, Nicky's supreme horses often turn into like top 2 mile chasers, 25 to 1 in places. That's not bad, You go sort of back to basics, don't you? It's like, it doesn't always work out, but it's like, you want like Nicky's horse and Willie's horse, don't you, for the Arkle. Yeah, you mentioned Gaelic Warrior there as well. I think a couple of days after I put him up at fives, we had a bit on him, didn't we? Decent bet on him for the champion chase. Willie was mentioning King George's for him, pending a conversation with Rich Ritchie. I don't know, but I'd imagine these conversations are pretty one-sided, to be honest. So, yeah, it looks likely, I'd say, that he may be going for the King George, But I still look at this champion chase and I can't be having John Bonnet Cheltenham. Enegamine's going to be 11, coming off an injury. I don't like that. And El Fabiolo, I mean, how many times do you see a horse perform like that at Cheltenham and then bounce back? Not so many. He's always had these jumping issues, hasn't he? I mean, when he meets one right, it's fantastic. That second last when he won the Arkle, that was awesome. It were. But he can throw some funny shapes over there when he gets in a bit close and that, and you just wonder maybe, as a result of that, maybe harder to sort of keep him sound if he's throwing some weird kind of shapes there and running through fences, I couldn't have him. He reminds me a bit, Shishkin. He, when he went to the champion chase, did he pull up? Yeah, he pulled up, didn't he, after a few fences. He just, and he ended up in the Ryanair. I mean, good horse still, weren't he? He ended up in the Ryanair. And he nearly won it as well. So I wonder if maybe El Fabiola, maybe that'll happen to him. We'll see. I still like Gaelic Warrior for the champion chase. It looks like he might take the kind of scenic route there, but I still got a feeling he's going to end up there. As he's going this scenic route, I guess you probably get better than fives at some point, although, maybe quite a lot better. It might look quite unlikely at some sort of stage of the season that he'd be going there. Surprisingly, after Willie said that, his price has been cut. The fives has gone now, and I thought his price would be on the drift already, but don't give much away, these bookies, do they? But yeah, I think it might turn out alright for us, that one. I think he'll take the scenic route but end up in the champion chase, and on the day 5 to 1 will look a fine price. I think we'll see. No doubt he's getting a bit harder. Every year people say this, and I've always thought it is, but you can still find the bets, and you can. But it is getting harder. I mean, there's no doubt about it. These bookies, some of the prices out there. I'll just flick through some of the betting there just to give a few examples for Cheltenham. Right, Arkle, we've got Ballyburn, top price 11 to 4. Never seen him jump a fence yet, And he could, the Browns is there as an option for him. And even the champion hurdle, small chance he still goes out. I don't know if maybe State Man picked a knock up or something like, So all in all, it's skinny, and it's skinny this time of season. It is champion hurdle. You got constitutional 7-4. He's had issues. These are top prices as well. We've already chatted about him. May not get there. Lossiemouth is 7-2. She's got the mares as an option. In the mares, we've got Lossiemouth at 5-2. Again, she's got the champion hurdle as an option. Second in's Brighterdaysahead. Can't beat Lossiemouth if Lossiemouth turns up. So I just don't see how you can be betting these horses in sort of champion hurdle and mares at the front of the market. Mares novice, we got Maureen 5-1, top price. Threes in plenty of places. She's coming off an injury, only ran in one bumper. Love her. I do. I love her. I love Faheen. I love Faheen, but the price is just. It's a joke, isn't it? It really is. Triumph, Willie Dahoo, 6-1. 6-1. Never jumped an hurdle in Ireland, and he's 6-1 for a Triumph. Wow. And even the Gold Cup there, Factor File, second in. I think, to be fair, the price on Galloping is a fair enough price, 7-2. He were 7-4 around this stage last season. But Factor File's 4-1. He should be bigger than that. He should. I love Factor File, I do, but 4-1. It's got to be 11-2, 6s, 13-2. Say maybe 6s. He should be a couple of points bigger than the 4s. But you look at these horses: Ballyburn, Constitutional, Lossiemouth, Brighterdaysahead, Maureen, Willie Dahoo, Factor File. The top horses, aren't they? But if you want to back them horses, the bookies it's like the bookies are just saying no. Chances are there's some Cheltenham winners on that list. Right. I'm having a bit of a whinge today, aren't I? Sorry. So I guess there's bets to be found there, like say Jericho 25s. That could be a smart bet. It could be. I'm not putting them up yet, but there's other possibilities there as well, even for JP, even But ultimately, if you see Ballyburn come out, win his beginners, jump great, you don't really want to be against him, do you? You want to be with him, but. So you can kind of try and get ahead of the curve a little bit in this sort of a changing market. It's like how it's evolving, this ante-post game. It's not something I really like to do, but this is something you can do, and it's not something I'll be doing here because not everyone has these options and stuff. I like to do it the old-fashioned way. Try and pick maybe 1, 2 or 3 horses for each race at nice prices. We don't do any cashing outs, no trading offs or anything like that. But you can use cash out if you like, and one thing you can do, and I'm sure plenty of people do, is try and latch on to these horses we've not really seen, but you're getting like good vibes about them, for the novice races at big prices, and you can have small bits on them, and at big prices and then cash out along the way, can't you? You can do that. Now, if you do go down that road, I'd advise you not to go, you know, tread carefully there if you value your accounts. Don't start throwing on big money on these horses and backing loads, because I'm sure they'd probably not like it. You know what they're like. So maybe be fairly selective and just pick a few out there, you know, to smallish stakes. And it can work well for you, that it can. As an example, next weekend we got the Down Royal meeting, haven't we? Gordon Elliott's playground, he loves it there. Now, the bumper on Saturday, he's introduced some nice horses in there, in that race. Some that have gone on to win the champion bumper at Cheltenham. Sir Gerhard and Voyal and American Mikey came second, didn't he? The other bumper he likes to use is at the big Fairy House meeting, the Hatton's Grace meeting, early December. Jalon Duderies ran in that. I think Envoyallen actually ran in that Fairy House one. There were another horse they had for Cheveley Park at the time who was highly rated but made a glass, and I think he took this Down Royal meeting, but he just never trained on. I forget the name now. So yeah, I mean, trainers are creature of habits, aren't they? They have these races they like. That's part of the reason, well, one of the reasons, you know, that we're in the favour of Stella Story last year in that race. Also, that point-to-point list is out. If you've been watching a while, you remember it's on at the races. You know, there's all sorts of lists everywhere. There's people bring books out and whatever. But I just like that at the races one. I just use that. They always give you 12 point-to-pointers. And I can guarantee there'll be a few top-class horses on there, you know, Cheltenham winners. They had the winner of the bumper. I think they had Envoyallen on there. Fernie Hollow was on there. Sir Gerhard may have been on there, I can't remember. So, right, this bumper next Saturday. I mean, last year, I think Romeo Coolio, he was entered up. I think he was supposed to be the one, but I think he had a bit of a setback, didn't he? So I think maybe the one they won it with, I can't remember now, but I think it was supposed to be Romeo Coolio, who did come second in the end, didn't he? Yeah, the Fairy House one, he won with Jalon Duderies, who came third. Right, so he's got a few horses around that point-to-point list trained by Elliott. Some nice names. I always get attracted to some names. Son of Anarchy. He looks to be going over hurdles, though. He says he's a stayer. He sounds like maybe an Albert Bartlett type. He's got a couple there. He Can't Dance and Classical Creek. Now, He Can't Dance, he gave a good mention to on the Racing Post preview. Classical Creek was on the At the Races stable tour the other day, and he said he'd be out in the next few weeks, so he'd be a possible runner. But He Can't Dance wasn't on that stable tour, so I don't know if maybe I could sound a note of caution with that horse. He gave plenty of horses, but for some reason He Can't Dance weren't there, so I don't know if maybe he met a setback or something, possibly. Possibly he just admitted him, he's got a lot of horses, hasn't he, to cover there. But he's got there's a Racing Post stable tour out on Monday, I think, so we may find out more about He Can't Dance there. So basically, in a roundabout way, what I'm saying is maybe He Can't Dance, you might just want to hang on until Monday just to make sure all is well there, but, you know, or not, it's up to you. He Can't Dance is 20 to 1 for the bumper, and Classical Creek is 40s. So this is what I'm sort of saying is you can, if you like, back these horses to small stakes and just see if they're entered up for this bumper on Saturday. If they're not, you can cash them out again. They're unlikely to go out in price. It's not going to happen, is it? Like I say, you may just want to be a bit careful where you can't dance with not being in that trainer file the other day. But say Classical Creek at 40 to 1, he's not going to get pushed out to 50s, you know. So you can back him now, and if he doesn't run in that race, you can cash him out if you like, you know. And if you're lucky enough to catch on to the one that does run, these sort of horses, even before they run, they will get back to, you know, maybe to small stakes, but they'll get cut, certainly. The bookies will be cutting them. And you can be a situation, how things are going now, I won't be surprised if his runner in that bumper on Saturday single figures before it even runs. So if you're lucky enough, say you had a little bit on Classical Creek at 40s there, he might be 8 to 1 before he even runs in race, you know. If he goes and wins it, he might be 7 to 2, you don't know, you know. Not a game I love to play. But yeah, you know, maybe if you're selective about it, just pick a few out. You know, it can work well for you. You can end up on a you know, on a favourite, monster price there. Another one would be another Premier. He's also off that point-to-point list. Nicky seems to be speaking quite highly of him. He's 33s for the Supreme. Could be another one, you know, just chuck a little bit on and see what happens. I mean, as long as he don't get injured, that 33s isn't going to get pushed out to 40s or 50s. I wouldn't have thought it, you know. He could be like this year's Jericho, who was also on that point-to-point list, you know. And all right, it didn't turn out well with Jericho, did it? But you wouldn't have minded a 33 to 1 ticket for most of the season. You know, there'll be other horses as well. You know, you kind of got to get lucky to pick the right ones. But you know, if you sort of use, what's that, a point-to-point list, there'll be a few top class horses on there, and then like the stable tours, and you just sort of think, right. So and that's that really. I haven't really got any bets for this weekend. I've only really looked at Cheltenham, to be honest, up to now, and out there, like I say, that's handicapper tomorrow, is it Be Proud, but he's short enough, you know, I'm not interested at that price. I think he's around 5 to 2, 11 to 4. Bottler's Secret is also like the best, you know. I like Bottler's Secret. He came quite a long way in a short space of time last year. You know, he ran a good race, stepped up against Cargeese. I think Bottler's Secret will probably take that race on Saturday, but he's even money. I'm not, you know, he's priced accordingly. You're not getting anything, I don't think, at evens, you know. So sorry I haven't really got any bets for you there or anything. Just checked in with you, but I'm not going to just put bets up for the sake of it, you know. Every time I tell you something, we put a bet up, you know, I've had my money on it, you know, so I'm not just going to tell you to bet. I'm not just going to put bets up there for the sake of it, you know. Right, so that's that then. So, you know, it'd be nice to see the horses at Cheltenham again, won't it? It always is. If you're having a bet this weekend, best of luck. And I'll see you again next week. Thanks for your time. Bye.